Hey, 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 welcome back to Audiolingo English, the podcast where real English actually happens. I'm Emma.
And I'm Alex. And if you're new here, oh my goodness, you picked a great episode to start with.
You really did, because today we are talking about something that every single English learner has gone through. Every single one. Every one. No exceptions. And if you're listening right now, whether you're on your morning commute, doing the dishes, out for a walk, stay with us because by the end of this episode, the way you think about learning English is going to completely shift.
Big promise, Emma.
Big promise, and we mean it. But first, if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, please do that right now. Just tap that button. It takes 2 seconds and it genuinely helps us keep making episodes like this one.
It really does. Okay, so Emma, let's get into it because today's story, I still think about this one.
Oh, same. So this is a story about a woman named Sophia. Sophia is 26 years old. She lives in a small city in Brazil, and she has been studying English for how long would you guess, Alex?
5 years maybe?
8 years. 8 years, Alex, since she was 18 years old.
8 years is a long time.
It's a very long time. And here is the thing. Sophia was not bad at English. She could read an article, she could pass a test. She understood grammar rules better than most native speakers understand their own language. So what was the problem? The problem was the moment she opened her mouth. The moment she had to actually speak to a real person in a real conversation. Everything disappeared. The words disappeared, the confidence disappeared, and the worst part, she started avoiding situations where she might have to speak English. She was hiding from it. She was completely hiding from it. And I think, honestly, so many people listening right now know exactly how that feels. That panic, that freeze. I've been there, not with English, but with a second language. That feeling where your brain just goes blank. And the more you panic about it going blank, the more blank it gets. Exactly. It becomes this cycle. And Sophia was stuck in that cycle for years. She kept studying more grammar, buying more textbooks, downloading more apps. But the problem wasn't her grammar. The problem wasn't her vocabulary. The problem was something completely different, and nobody had ever told her what it actually was.
Okay, so what was it?
So here's where it gets really interesting. Sophia, one day, completely by accident, she finds this old podcast, an English podcast. Not a lesson, not a teacher explaining rules, just two people having a conversation, like we're having right now.
Just natural English.
Just natural English. And she starts listening every day while she's cooking, while she's getting ready in the morning, and something starts to happen very slowly, almost without her noticing.
What starts to happen?
She starts hearing patterns, not grammar rules, not use the present perfect when, none of that. Just patterns, the way people pause, the way they connect words, the way they use phrases that no textbook ever taught her.
That's huge, actually, because textbook English and real spoken English, they can sound like completely different languages sometimes.
Oh, completely. Think about it. When was the last time someone said to you, "Greetings, how do you do?"
Never. Nobody talks like that.
Nobody. But that's the kind of English that ends up in learning materials. And then learners go out into the real world and someone says, "Hey, what's up?" And they're like, "Wait, that wasn't in Chapter 7.
Chapter 7 did not prepare me for this.
It did not. So Sophia is listening to this podcast every day. And then one day, this is the part of the story that gets me. One day, her company tells her she has to join an international video call in English with people from the UK and Australia, and she can't avoid it. There's no way out.
Oh no, that's the nightmare scenario for someone in her situation.
Complete nightmare. The night before, she barely sleeps. She writes out scripts in her head. She practices sentences. She's terrified.
And then?
The call happens. And it's awkward at first. She's nervous. Her voice is shaking a little. But then one of the guys from the UK makes a joke, and she laughs. And she responds. Not perfectly, not like a textbook, but she responds naturally.
Wait, really?
The call ends. Her colleague sends her a message that says, "Hey, your English is great. Where did you learn to speak so naturally?" No way. I'm telling you. And Sophia is sitting there staring at her screen thinking, 8 years. I spent 8 years studying, and nobody ever told me that listening to real conversations would do more for my speaking than any textbook.
That's wild, but it also makes complete sense when you think about it. How do babies learn to talk?
They listen constantly. Before they ever say a single word, they've been listening for months.
They're not sitting in a little chair doing grammar exercises.
Little babies doing grammar worksheets? That's a terrifying image, actually.
Deeply terrifying, but the point is real. Input first, listening first. Your brain builds the patterns from what it hears, and then, when you need to speak, the words are already there.
They're already wired in, and that is exactly what happened with Sophia. All those mornings listening, she was training her brain without even realizing it.
So the solution wasn't more study.
The solution was more listening, specifically listening to natural, real, conversational English, the kind you get on podcasts like this one, the kind where people actually talk the way people actually talk. And the great thing is, you're doing it right now by listening to us. Literally right now. Every minute you spend listening to this podcast, your brain is absorbing vocabulary, rhythm, pronunciation, natural phrases, all of it. You're basically doing what Sophia did, except you started earlier. And that puts you ahead. That is genuinely a real advantage. And look, we want to help you keep that momentum going, which is why we make new episodes every single week. So if you haven't subscribed, do it right now. Don't let this episode be the one and only time you visit. And if you know someone who is learning English, a friend, a family member, a coworker, share this episode with them because the Sophia in your life needs to hear this too. Okay, but Emma, I want to go back to something because Sophia's story has a twist that we haven't told yet. Oh yes, we haven't told the best part. So what happened after the call? Okay, so a few weeks later, Sophia gets an email from the company, and they're offering her a promotion, a role where she would be the main person communicating with their international partners in English every day. The thing she was most afraid of became her biggest opportunity. And she almost missed it. She almost kept hiding. She almost kept saying, my English isn't good enough yet. But it was. It was always good enough. She just hadn't heard herself the right way.
That's actually kind of emotional.
It really is, because how many of us are doing that? How many of us are waiting until we're ready, and we're already ready, we just don't know it yet? That's the thing about language learning. At some point, you have to stop preparing and just start. Start before you feel ready, because the readiness comes from doing it, not from waiting. And listening is doing it. Every single minute. Every single minute. Okay, we are going to wrap up today's episode right there because honestly, I think that's the note to end on. You are doing it right now, just by being here. Seriously, give yourself credit for that. Sophia would tell you the same thing. All right, thank you so much for spending this time with us at Audilingo English. This means everything to us. We'll be back next week with another episode, and trust us, you do not want to miss it. Until then, keep listening, keep going, and remember, your English is better than you think.
See you next time.
Bye for now. Exactly. I've got so many thoughts on what happened this week. It really is shifting daily. I mean, did you see the demo they dropped on Tuesday? Oh, absolutely. It blew my mind. But it also raised some pretty huge questions about how we define art in the first place. Right. So let's get right into it because we have a lot to unpack today.